A community isn't about getting more paid members, it is actually much more about keeping our paying members. And in this video, I will show you the best retention system for your school community. And watch until the end of the video so you can get the money model that allowed one of my clients to scale past 300K in monthly recurring revenue. So if you don't know me, I'm Luke, the networking wizard, and I'm building an ecosystem for educational communities. And in my own community, The Game, I'm helping educators network, team up, and scale together while having fun. Because ultimately, building communities is kind of like a game. And in the past, I helped Andrew Kirby with Synthesizer, which is one of the biggest communities on School, now passing past like 40,000 members. And I helped Aiden LeBreche, which is this client who got to 300K in monthly recurring revenue with synthesizer scaling, and I'll be going through the exact system so you can just copy what is already working. We are going to specifically cover the rewards, where we can reward our members so they feel good about themselves. We can improve not just them, but also ourselves and the whole program that we're walking them through. And then we can offer them a continuity where they have the option to choose whether they want to go even further or they want to like stay where they are right now. So these are the options. But let's start with the rewards, because this is actually the most important thing, because we want to make sure that our members are getting the wins. They're actually getting the results that we were promising them. And once they get them, we celebrate them, not necessarily just for the big thing, but even for the smaller thing. So we want to reward both the input as well as the output. If they are doing the right actions, then this is worthy of a reward and they can post about it, feel good about themselves, and get celebrated by everyone else in the community. Because honestly, it just feels good having done something and then being like celebrated by other people. This is why we're doing this. This is why we're building a community, because we don't want to be doing this alone. And from there on, we can also unlock certain things over time. So in Synthesizer, for example, we sent people these hats that they got after they went like through a certain section of the training. Then we started a new season of the 100 where people are actually competing with one another. So these are the unlockables that we get to give our members. And if we want to take this even further, we can even have live events where people need to stay in the program in order to attend during the IRL event, where we actually meet up in person, which is incredibly rewarding because we actually build much deeper relationships during these events. And then the last aspect is actually giving them a leadership role. And here in Star Wars, it's the same thing. The best players within the rebellion were elevated to a point where they were given command. They were able to make decisions. They were able to help the community grow. And this is especially important for people who have already gone through the program, that they have something to do. And the best thing to do is to give them more status by showing, hey, these are the people who have already gone through the program. They are able to help you answer these questions. They are there to support you, and it just feels rewarding to help someone who is at a similar stage where you have been. And this is how the community kind of grows and scales together. And out of that, we can extract different things to ultimately get better and improve. So in the improvements, we want to regularly ask for feedback, because the feedback is actually what allows us to see what is being used and what can we remove. Because mostly we want to remove things to make it not as overwhelming. Because like according to Sam Owens, the biggest reason people churn is because they're just overwhelmed. There's too much to do and they don't know what's next. So we want to make sure that we're going through multiple iterations, and each iteration gets shorter, more compact, because if we can get someone the same results in fewer steps, that is more valuable. And the key here is like that we continue to pursue mastery ourselves, because we are kind of the product to a certain degree, and it's important that we are also walking our own talk. because if we're not applying our own methodologies and we don't continue to learn, then it's very difficult to keep growing with the community, because we need to be the ones who are going ahead, who are experimenting, who are exploring, and then bringing the best information to improve the whole product. And as long as we continue doing that, people will want to stay because they just want to see all of the improvements. Through that, we are actually able to let them continue the journey, because we have different options. So either they have like transformed tremendously and say, hey, you have like gone through the program, you're now a leader, and we would like to offer you like even more to get you even better results. So these are the continuity aspects. We can either upsell them because like they have gone through a massive transformation and they're now at a whole new level. So we get to help them with the next stage, or we downsell them and say, hey, you have reached certain results, but you're not at the point where you can go to the next level. And we still want to keep you in the community because you've been around, you know the people, we would love to see you at the IRL events. And that is why we are downselling you into the continuity. So you're just sticking around. You're not going through the whole program. You've already been onboarded. You already know what is happening. So you also require less support. And this is why we can still offer you similar levels of service at a lower price. And these are also the times where we can ask for a testimonial. Because ideally we have this conversation when people are getting a big win, once they have reached a certain milestone. And depending on the milestone, we can either offer them the downsell or the upsell, but we always want to think about a testimonial and keep collecting these testimonials along their journey, because this then becomes our marketing material. And this is actually how Aiden was able to interview the members in synthesizer scaling and see how they got the results. And this turned then into like marketing, which allowed other people to be like, oh, I'm in a similar niche, I want to have the same kind of results. And this allowed to give members the another win, because now this is a public win, a testimonial that we're sharing in the community. And we are both serving the member in the community while also helping members outside of the community and get them in there. Because we are now at the end of the delivery, and that means we're actually moving into marketing again. And then from marketing, we go into sales and then into delivery. And this is a circle, but I actually like to think of it as a spiral, because every time we go through marketing, sales, operations, we can do this at a higher level. And that is the best way to retain our members, because they just want to continue staying part of that. They are being rewarded, they continue to improve, they see how we are improving ourselves, and they just want to continue this journey. And through that, we are able to scale, and not even the sky is the limit with that. So I hope you found this valuable, and yeah, remember to enjoy the journey, and I'll see you in the community. Bye-bye.